Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for April the 12th, 2011. Excuse me. Now our first position for tonight or for tomorrow morning, depending on when you're looking at this, is going to be in the May coffee futures. We're looking at potentially a bullish move to continue here. Now what I'm seeing on this, I've got looking at all of our major crossovers from Vantage Point. We have our again, we always start here with our short-term crossover. We can see that it's to the upside. Our medium-term crossover is looking quite good, and our long-term crossover is just crossing over that trigger also. So key thing here is that we've got all three of our main crossovers in agreement with. Now, once we've identified the three main crossovers are in agreement with one another, we're going to look for our areas of pivot support and potentially where our resistance is. Now, our support comes in at 268.56, 269.31, and 272.92. We can see that we've closed at 274.60, so everything looks good there. So what we want to do from here is look for that entry point. 268.56. Obviously our stops are going to be below that level. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to go into the daily report from Vantage Point and see if we can narrow down this entry point. Now looking at our daily report for tomorrow, we can see we've had 5 straight up days on the Neural Index. Now usually when we see that, we're going to have a little bit of a corrective move. So for tomorrow we have 270.90 is the predicted low, 276.85 is the high. Now again, our predicted short, medium, and long-term differences remain net positive, all three of them, but you can see that the short term has gone from 5.97 down to 2.73, so it's losing a little bit of momentum in the short term, but the medium and the long term still actually look quite good, so we can expect a pullback. The question is, how deep is that pullback going to be? Well, for your more aggressive traders, they can use the predicted low of the day at 270.90, and for your less aggressive traders, ones that are looking for potentially a little bit deeper of a pullback, you would be watching this area between 269 and 268 as your entry point. And again, your exit point would still be up around that 276 level. But I think this trade actually looks pretty good. We can see that our predicted true strength indicator has crossed the trigger. Predicted MACD is just now moving up above the zero line. That's a very good sign. So we're not even remotely overbought here on this, so we've got room to extend. This trade looks pretty decent, and now it's just a question of waiting for a minor pullback so we can get back into those long positions. Now again, I expect further volatility this week in the softs, in other commodities, and certainly in the foreign exchange market, but that doesn't mean that we want to avoid trading altogether. We just want to be a little more selective in which markets we're going after. So that's our first trade for tonight. Our second trade, we're going to be going back into the foreign exchange market. Now our second trade is going to be in the dollar yen currency pair. I still like this long trade, but I'm looking for a bit of a pullback here. We can see that we're overbought on the Vantage Point indicators, the predicted MACD, the predicted true strength indicator, all overbought. We can see our predicted short, medium, and long-term differences are all pointing down, so we know that it's going to move lower. Now if we look at this from a short-term perspective here, again, the short-term crossover is just making its way to the downside. But the medium and the long-term crossover, you can see, is still well supported. Now when looking for a retracement point, we're using the Vantage Point predicted moving averages as pivot points. We've got 83.37, 84.33, and 84.77. So we've actually closed below that 3-day predicted moving average from Vantage Point, which we already know it's going to move a little bit lower. It's just a question of how much lower is it going to move. I think it's going to be fairly limited to this 83.37 area, so I'm going to be looking at buying down into that level. But for tomorrow, what are we looking at for an intraday trade? Well, first of all, I'm going to bring up my range from Vantage Point and see if I've been breaking through that predicted low. I haven't actually been breaking through the predicted low for the last 2 days, but 3 trading days ago, we did. But it's immediately recovered, so everything looks good there. So bias still remains to the top side. We know we're a little bit overbought, so 83.37 is our key level of pivot support. What does that tell us on an intraday trade here? Well, for the third straight day, we have the Neural Index down, but you can see we've had a series of up days on the Neural Index, so this is perfectly normal. Usually what I see after a big trend like this, I get 3 or 4 days of down days. It works off the overbought hourlies, and then it pushes higher. So for tomorrow, I like long positions dollar yen anywhere between 84.18 and that 83.37 area. That's a wide area. So for your day traders, 84.18, that's your entry point. You're looking for a move back over the 80, just over the 85 level. Your medium term traders, they're going to go in much like myself. I trade both intraday, medium and long term, but I'm going to be watching that whole area, maybe even scaling some positions in. Now again, we've got some decent support here at 84.33 at the 8-day predicted moving average from Vantage Point, which may hold, but I suspect we're going to pull back a little bit deeper here. That's my opinion. So I would dare to say I would blend the two areas between the predicted low and the 18-day predicted moving average, potentially around the 83.90 area, 83.80 area, 83.80 area. That may limit your risk. And again, we want to make sure we're buying down into this 83.37 level, because it is my opinion that this level will hold, and then the dollar yen will get ready for the next big leg up, which is probably towards the 87.88 area. That would be my opinion. So position traders, they can just go in, stay in, but your day traders, they have to be a little more careful. So keep that in mind when you're looking at your positions. So those are the market positions for April the 12th, 2011. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.